Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ashok. This video is the part of LWC hands-on tutorial series where in previous video we have seen how to redirect on LWC component from another LWC component without using Aura. And today in this video we will see how to open LWC component as a tab or subtab in Lightning console applications, and also we will see how we can perform basic tab operations from LWC like open a new tab or subtab, refresh and close a tab, change tab label and icon, and get all open tabs informations. And we will see many other options also today in this video. And in Salesforce, if you want to work with Lightning console app tabs, then Workspace APIs help us to perform such kind of operations. Using Workspace APIs, we can perform all these operations within console apps. But here we have a problem that as of now Workspace APIs are not supported in LWC, which means we can't directly perform these operations from LWC component itself. And nowadays in Salesforce, LWC is the most recommended or preferred way to write user interfaces. So when we get such kind of requirements while working in LWC, then it is a quite challenging task for us. But I'm sure it won't if you will watch this video complete. Alright. Now let's discuss what all possible solutions we have to perform these operations from LWC components. So first option we have using Aura components. We can wrap our LWC component into Aura component, and Workspace APIs are very well supported with Aura. So we can achieve these requirements there. So process will be like, first we will create LWC component, then we will create Aura and add our LWC as child. Now whenever we want to perform any Workspace API operation, then we need to fire custom event from child component to parent, LWC to Aura. And now in Aura component, we can use Workspace API to perform that operation, right? So this is the first approach which we can use to achieve these requirements. But here we need to create additional Aura component, and that we definitely don't want to create to just perform some operations, right? So in this case, we can use second approach, which can help us to achieve such kind of requirements directly from LWC components without creating extra Aura component. So in this approach also we will fire a custom event, but we'll set bubbles and compose property to true, and event name will be internal API event. Okay, and how this will work, that we will see in some time with practical implementation. But before that, let me show you in my demo org what we are talking about and what we will build in practical implementation. Alright, now I'm in my another org where I already have implemented some features of Workspace API in LWC for demo purpose. So let's open Sales Console app and select any account. And here on account detail page, I have added a LWC component which I have created for previous videos demo, but now added few more buttons to open a new tab, sub-tab, refresh tab, and get all tabs info. So here now once I click on this open a new tab button, then it will open a separate tab here which will show another LWC component like this. And once we'll click on this open a new subtab button, then it will open a subtab here under this main tab like this. And here also we have opened same LWC component as subtab, which means in console app we can use a LWC component as tab or subtab. But now if you will see this tab label and icon, then here we can see loading only, which is the default behavior. So to change the label and icon, let's click on this change label and icon buttons. Alright, now tab label and icon has been changed. So as of now we are changing label and icon on button clicks, but in your application, if you want to change on tab load or on any other event, then you can use same code there, right? And now let's say you want to close this tab, then we can click on this close tab button. Tab has been closed, right? And same thing will happen with main tab also. Like once we'll click on this close tab, then this tab will also get closed, right? And here we have two more buttons, refresh tab and get all tab info. So refresh tab helps us to refresh tab. Like once I click on this, then here you can see contacts and opportunities are loading again. And another button we have get all tabs info. So once I'll click on this, then it will show us a JSON of all the open tabs. It returns the information of all the open tabs. For example, let me open one more tab here. And now once I'll click on this again, then you will see more data here, right? So from this JSON we can get more informations about tabs, like we can get tab label, tab icon, tab URL, tab page reference, and many other informations, and those informations can help us to perform other operations. Okay, so today in this video we will see how we can perform these kind of operations directly from LWC component without using Aura component. Okay, so now let's open our VS Code and practically see how we can achieve such kind of requirements. So now here either we can use components which we have created in previous video, or we can create new components as well. So for now, let's create new components. So one component we have created with the name of Workspace API demo. Now let's create another one also. Okay, so we have created two new components. One component will be added on account detail page, and another one on which we will redirect. So this Workspace API demo component we will add on account detail page. So here first let's create buttons to open new tab, sub tab, or to refresh tabs and to get all tabs info. So let's open HTML file and start writing buttons HTML. Alright, so here I have created 4 buttons. First for open a new tab, second for sub tab, third for refresh tab, and fourth for get all tabs info. And now let's add on click listener with all these buttons and assign handler method. Alright, now I have added on click listener with all these buttons and assigned handler methods, and also created those handler methods in JavaScript file. Okay, now here let's write code to perform Workspace API operations. So as we have discussed, Workspace APIs are natively not supported on LWC, but if you want to still work with those, then we need to fire a custom event with event name internal API event, and for this I have already created a method. So let me take that from my notepad and paste here. Okay, now let me explain it to you. So from this method we are returning a promise, and under this promise we are creating a custom event and dispatching that. And here you can see we have event name internal API event, and also we are passing bubbles and compose property to true, which means this custom event will propagate out of the shadow boundary and till the DOM root, I mean in LWC, components enter in shadow DOM. So whatever event communication we do with that component, that is limited to that shadow boundary. But if we have a requirement where we want to propagate event out of the shadow boundary, then we need to pass this bubbles and compose property to true. So now what it will do, this custom event will be propagated to the DOM root. So in Salesforce based components, wherever they are listening this event, that handler method will automatically get called and perform operation. Okay, and now here in detail property we are passing category as Workspace API, because as we have discussed, these kind of operations are the part of Workspace APIs. And here we are passing method name, like what kind of operation we want to perform, like open a new tab or sub tab or close a tab. And here we are passing method arguments like additional input parameters, and also we are passing a callback method which take 2 parameters, error and response. And here we are rejecting and resolving our promise as per response. Okay, so this is how using this method we can perform Workspace API operations from LWC component itself, right? And now let's work to open new tab, and here also we want to open LWC component as tab. So as we have discussed in previous video, LWC components are not URL addressable. So if you want to use LWC components directly, then we need to create component definition and need to encode that. So let me write code here. Alright, so this is how we have created component definition, where in component def property, we need to provide our component name, which we want to open, and over here in attributes, we can pass additional parameters to our component, okay? And this is how using this window method, we have converted our component definition into base 64, and now let's write code to open our component in new tab. Okay, so what we have done here, first we have called this invoke workspace API method, which we have created here, and it takes method name and method arguments as input parameters. So we have provided method name as open tab here, and in arguments we have provided URL and focus. So URL means what it will open in this tab. So we have provided here our component definition base 64, so it will open our component in new tab. And if you want to set focus on new tab, then we need to provide focus property to true. Okay, so now once you click on new tab button on UI, then this handler method will get called, and using this code it will open a new tab with LWC component. Okay, and now let's see how we can open subtab. So to open subtab, we will also use the same LWC component. So let me copy this component definition and use in open subtab handler method. So now here we have component definition base 64, and if you want to open subtab under another tab, then we have different workspace API method, that is open subtab, and these method details you can get from Salesforce official website. So let me show you that. So this is the official documentation of workspace APIs, which is written with Aura, but using our approach, we can also perform these same operations in LWC as well. And those method details you can get from here. Like first method we have close tab, in which we want to pass tab ID as input parameter, and if you want to open subtab, then we have open subtab button for that. This is, and these are the input parameters, where first is the parent tab ID. So here we need to provide parent tab ID in which we want to open subtab, right? And also you have many other methods here, like open tab, set tab icon, set tab label, set highlighted tab, disable tab clause, and many other methods are available here. And I'll share this link in description, so you can take it from there. And also I'll upload my code on GitHub, so you can refer that also. And now let's open our VS Code again. And here first let's get parent tab details. Under that we want to open new subtab. So in our scenario, we want to open subtab under current tab. So to get current tab information, we have a workspace API method get focus tab info. So let me use that and get focus tab info. Okay, so here we have passed get focus tab info method name, and additional parameters are not required here. So now in this focus tab info variable, we will get current tab details including ID. So now let's write code to open subtab. Okay, so this is how we can write code to open subtab, where in parent tab ID property, we need to pass tab ID in which we want to open subtab, and here again we have passed URL and focus property. Okay, and now let's write code to refresh tab. So here again we require tab ID which we want to refresh. So let's copy this above code and use there, and simply change method name here. And if you don't know method name, then you can get it from Salesforce website. and here let's provide tab id, and these properties are not required. And one more property we can provide here, that is include all subtabs. So in case if you want to replace child tabs also, then we can pass this property true. Okay, and now let's write code to get all tabs information. So to get all open tab information, we have get all tab info method, so we can use that. Okay, so now in this variable we will get all the open tab information as a JSON, and if you want to show on UI, then let's declare a property. And now let's assign this JSON into property. Okay, so we have converted that JSON into a string and assigned into this tabs info property. And to show on UI, let's bind this property into HTML. Okay, so now I think we are done with the code of first component, where we have added 4 buttons and also written code to perform relevant actions. Okay, and now let's make changes into meta config file. So we can use this component into account record page. Okay, now let's deploy these both components. Deployment is done, and now let's open our another org where we have deployed these components, and open Sales Console app here and select accounts. All right, now let's say we want to add that component here, and for that let's edit this page by clicking on this gear icon and select edit page. All right, now we can see our component here with 4 buttons. And now once I'll click on this open a new tab button, then we should see a new main tab. So let me click on this. All right, we can see new tab, but nothing is here because we have not modified our second component. We'll do it later. And once I'll click on this sub tab, then a new sub tab should be added, but I guess this is not working. So let me open console and see what is the problem. Okay, so we are getting an error here. API open subtab is not recognized, which means this method name is invalid. So let me check it with Salesforce documentation. Okay, so T is small here, but in our case we have used capital, so we'll make it correct. But before that, let's check 2 other buttons. So now when I'll click on this refresh button, then you will see a loader here like this. And once I'll click on this get all tabs info button, then we should see a tabs JSON below. Okay, it means these 3 buttons are working fine. And now let's change this subtab method name. Then we'll work on another component to add few more buttons like close tab, change tab label, and change tab icon. Right, so let's open our VS Code again and first change the subtab method name. Okay, and now let's open our another component, and here first let's write HTML markup to show buttons, and instead of writing everything from scratch, let's copy from here and make some modifications. Alright, so I have added 3 buttons here and also added on-click listener and defined handler methods. And now here let's first write code to close tab. Then again that same code we require here to invoke Workspace APIs. So as of now I'm just copy and paste that method here. But in real projects, I would suggest you to create a utility module or reusable component. So this same method can be used across all the components. Okay. And now let's work on this close tab handler to close open tab. Okay. So using this method, we will get current open tab information, and here we are passing close tab as method and passing tab ID as parameter. So what this method will do, this method will close the tab whichever we are passing as tab ID. Okay, and now in the similar way let's work on change label and change icon as well. Okay, so to change tab label, we have used set tab label method and provided label as input here. And to change tab icon, we have used set tab icon method and provided icon name and alternative text here. Okay, now I think we are done with code. So let's deploy these components. And here first let's verify this open subtab functionality. So let's click on this. All right, now we can see our another component here with 3 buttons. So first let's check this change tab icon, and as of now we have loading icon here. So once you click on this, icon will be updated. Okay, now you can see contact icon here, and to change this label let's click on this change tab label button. All right, now we can see another label here which we have defined in our LWC code. And finally, to close this tab, we can click on this close tab button. Okay, so everything is working as expected. It means we have successfully used Workspace APIs in LWC without creating additional Aura component, right? And if you want to try other methods which are available in Workspace API, then in the same way, you can use other methods as well. And if you want to take reference, like if you want to know method name and input parameters, then you can refer this document. I'll share link in description, and also I'll upload my code on GitHub, so you can take reference from there and share link in description. Okay, so that's it in this video where we have seen how we can use Workspace APIs in LWC, and I hope this video helped you a lot. If yes, then please like and subscribe my YouTube channel, and also share your feedback in comments. That will really give me motivation to create such kind of more content. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in next video.